The ultimate in Civic performance is finally here. I'm at the 2017 New York International Auto Show, and this championship white racer is the all-new 2017 Civic Type R. Let's take a first look. Most enthusiasts will know that Honda has long left the enthusiast market thirsty for an even higher performance Civic. Thankfully, the company is finally quenching that thirst, and what I'm standing by is ultimately the best Civic that Honda has ever offered here in the States. This is the 2017 Type R. Now, first let's talk a little bit about the design, because Type Rs have always had a certain design element to it. The championship white is often the signature color for this car. Of course, you're going to get the red Honda emblem in the center and the Type R badge. Now, the grille, the front fascia is very unique to this car. It's much more aggressive than even the SI that I showed you. You have this really nice carbon fiber lip accent, even more darker panels, a bigger hood bulge with an actual functional hood scoop to feed the intercooler. And of course, Type Rs will come standard with their LED headlights that you get on the Touring models with LED daytime running lights. And overall, I think the design of the front is especially aggressive. I really like the way it looks, especially in this white exterior color. Now, the side profile of the Type R definitely has its own unique look. First of all, you're going to notice how puffed up the fenders are, and that's to clear these massive 20-inch wheels, which 20s on a Civic, that's really impressive. They're wrapped in 245 series rubber. These are, of course, summer performance tires to give this car the most available traction. Now, looking at the rear of this car, the Type R is only going to be available as a hatchback because it's actually built in the UK at the plant that only builds the hatchback. And overall, I'm really impressed with the design. It could be a little bit too racy for some of you, but I think it really works on this car. Love the really high rear wing. It's got that rear wiper and the kind of the split view that you get with the hatch body style. Now, the rest of the elements of the Type R are here. You have the Type R badge, the red Honda emblem, and then of course this super aggressive rear diffuser with the carbon fiber lip accents, and of course the 3-outlet exhaust, which one thing that didn't carry over from the prototype model is that kind of red accent in the center exhaust, which, to be honest, the exhaust looks fantastic. I really can't wait to hear how this thing sounds when you open it up and get it out on the road. The ultimate Civic also needs the ultimate engine, and the Type R shouldn't disappoint there. Now, first of all, one thing I'm noticing compared to the SI, the hood is aluminum and it's much lighter. The SI had somewhat of a heavier hood. There's still a prop rod to hold this up, but it probably saves weight, honestly. Now, underneath the hood, this is where, a lot of you are probably wondering what's going on. This is a bigger 2-liter turbocharged engine. It also has direct injection. It has VTEC, which is not something that the SI has. The numbers are pretty good, 306 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. So over 100 horsepower and over 100 pound-feet of torque more than the SI models. Now, unfortunately, there is no all-wheel drive. It still goes out to the front wheels through a limited slip differential. 6-speed manual is the only transmission available, and Honda also gives you driver selectable modes. There's also an even hotter R mode above the sport mode to kind of give you guys more of that performance feel when you do take this out on the track. Now, of course, there's no fuel economy information yet. Honda says this car will go on sale apparently next month, but we'll have to wait and see for those technical details later on. For the interior of the Type R, obviously Honda wanted to make it a little bit more special. This is an even more expensive car, and you can see the seats are one thing that stand out immediately. First of all, they're suede Alcantara. The bolsterings are ridiculously aggressive, so those of you who are wider frame may or may not fit in this car. But let's get inside. Let me see how I fit in it. Now, first of all, I'm a pretty small guy. I'm only 5'7", and I have to say I fit extremely comfortable in these seats, way better than the seats that I find in the Focus RS, which have nicer, aggressive bolstering, but they're really comfortable. I can get very comfortable and sit in this car, and it kind of fits me like a glove. Now, looking at the rest of the interior, loving the flat bottom steering wheel. It's got a nicer, leather material on it. I love the red accents everywhere. The red on the dash, the red on the seats, the red stitching everywhere, and it's interesting with the content that Honda equipped the Type R to be, because Honda says that it's almost like an LX to start. You don't get a sunroof, for example, you don't get the lane watch, but you do get some of the elements from the higher trims. You get the premium sound system, you get the upgraded display with the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then of course you have a 6-speed manual here, which is the defining element of a Type R. It's the only transmission available. The throws are definitely shorter than the SI. It's got a really nice shifter ball on it, which is metal, so it might get hot if you guys live in hotter climates, but the shifter itself, buttery smooth, typical Honda, and super short throw. The clutch feels a tad heavier versus the SI, but it's nice in short travel. I'll have to wait until I actually drive one just to let you know how it actually feels. But overall, there's a lot of elements elements in this Type R's cabin to make it feel a lot more special, even though it is missing a sunroof. I'm not sure if you can get navigation in this car. There's no power seats, no driver assistance tech. This is a Type R. You bought this car to drive it hard, and we'll have to wait and see how it actually feels when we get it out on the road. Now, Honda says the all-new Type R should go on sale next month, around the same time as the SI, with no pricing yet announced, but imagine it to be roughly about $10,000 more than the standard SI sedan and coupe. For Redline Reviews at the 2017 New York International Auto Show, I'm Sofyan Bey.